number one, what a great football game. I don't know if it's great for you if you're a coach sometimes, I'm sure on both sides of the ball, but you had two teams that fought awfully hard. Great contributions when you look at offense, defense, and our special teams playing together, and that epitomizes what being a team is. When you have those special teams making plays, and obviously we had one mishap with a return for a touchdown, but I really thought when you look at our team as a whole, this was a great opportunity. Really proud of how they went out and how they prepared last week. We're going to have a bunch that we got to do better, I can tell you that, because if you want to win championships, you've got to go for your perfection every day, and we've got to do that.
Okay, we'll open up for questions. We'll start with Ben Fletcher.
Coach, congrats on the win. How's the heart rate?
The heart rate's okay. It's all right. It's, back and forth a little bit, obviously, but, I had a lot of confidence. I think, the way our offense came out in the second half, that gave us a really a big boost as a football team, and so I think from that, and then some stops that we made defensively, real proud of all our units.
Absolutely. And whose call was the Philly special?
Yeah, well, that's something that Coach Heck has been working on since 2 springs ago. That was one of the first things we put in. So when we got to that situation where you had to go for 2, I knew what the play was going to be, and they executed, and it was great to see all that hard work and execution pay off.
We know it's called Philly in Philadelphia. What is it called in Aztec land? Is it Aztec?
Well, that sounds good to me.
Your thoughts on the overtime rules, Coach? We got to see the
Yeah.
overtime from the 2-point conversion. Your thoughts?
I think it's probably a good change. I think instead of being out there and, putting more plays on guys, it's, 8:30 almost here. You got teams that are going to, with the old rules, that may be getting done with a football game at, 11 o'clock, and then overtime, and getting home at 3 in the morning. And so I think taking some of the wear and tear out should help us.
Thanks, Coach. We'll talk to you Monday.
Okay, sounds great.
Thank you, Ben. Next, let's go to Paul.
Congratulations on the win. Could you talk a little bit just about Lucas's performance, in overtime, especially in Coach McClinn's speak, putting the ball in the air a bunch in overtime, and just his ability with, coming in, expected to win, backup job, etc. You just think to Lucas?
He's a pretty special kid, and I think he's a young man that in the short, brief time that I've got to know him, to some regards, I think he's grown up. I think he really is just on the sideline, Paul, and being around him, and he comes over and says, "Coach, we're going to be fine." I mean, he's settling me down, and I'm trying to settle him down, and he really, I thought, did a nice job. I don't know all the statistics yet, but just in the flow of the game, I said this in my opening, I thought in the second half our team really started to feed off each other.
Coach, they had a hard time moving the ball until the end. How much would you say that was fatigue, or maybe Hawkins not being home?
I think it's 3 things. Number one, they changed quarterbacks. And this guy had a little bit more capability to run the football. I think when that happens, and kind of, what happened against San Jose a year ago, Cam hurts the quarterback in the second play of the game. New quarterback comes in, and he's more of a runner. And so when 7 got in there, he could make you miss. He could no doubt extend plays. So I think that's part of it. And, I give a lot of credit. HOKE is had a heck of a year to this point, and hopefully, knock on wood, he's going to be okay. But I really thought with Avenger and with Noah Tumlin, I think they both have done a nice job.
Last question for me. I know you said you didn't have the statistics, but do you have the number of times that the quarterback got hit tonight?
I don't yet, but I'll have it by Sunday.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, thanks, Paul.
Thank you, Paul. Next, we'll go to Nick.
Hey, Coach. Matt Ariza had a fantastic day at punting. Speak a little bit to how valuable it is to have a player like that can flip the field at any moment.
Well, there's no question. We're very fortunate to have Matt and his skill set and what he brings. Obviously, 18 is a guy who's a very good returner. We saw that coming in. I think he from film from last year, and then he had a nice return this year earlier. But when Matt, sometimes you get concerned he's going to outkick the coverage. But and I think he hits him so far. I think people have had a hard time really judging him.
Thank you, Nick. Next, we'll go to Kirk.
Hey, Brady.
Hi, Kirk.
You guys seem pretty conservative running down the fourth quarter, and then just the opposite in the overtime. Can you talk about the philosophy when you have a fourth quarter lead as opposed to then getting into the overtime?
Well, there's no doubt that we're going to try and milk the clock as much as we can, make them use some timeouts. Would like to for us to get another first down because that would have helped a lot. But I think it's two different worlds you enter. I mean, you gotta do what you think's your best when you get into those overtimes, especially those 2-point plays.
You guys don't pass a lot, so you must have been pretty enthused to see you guys go right out there in the first overtime and put one in.
It was exciting. I'm not going to deny that, and I'm also not going to, make any excuses. We are going to be a run-the-ball first football team, and I think we've got a nice mix going on right now.
Then talk about the second overtime. What were your emotions? It looked like you set up just to try and get that field goal and win it right there.
Yeah, we got a great kicker. We got a guy who was absolutely incredible. I think it was close to a 50-yarder, earlier in the game. It kind of reminds me, I pull my driver now and then, and all the golf that I get to play, and I think he pulled his driver.
Then in the third OT, as it's under review, do you say, we got this, or what's going through your mind?
Well, the guys upstairs all thought it was hit the ground, didn't catch it, all those things. And I kind of looked across the field at Kyle and kind of went like this, and he kind of went like this. And then obviously the officials in the booth got it right.
What do you say to the guys immediately after that win?
Just how proud we are of them, happy for them, and enjoy it tonight in a smart way, and then get your butt ready to improve to win the Mountain West Conference.
Thank you.
You got it.
Thanks, Kirk. We're going to go to Bryce next, and that's going to wrap it up for Coach. We've got a couple more sessions and quite a few more players to bring in. So, Bryce, go ahead.
Sorry, Brady, I was filing and just got here late, so I apologize if any of this is repetitious, but in your career, where does this rank on the craziness scale?
Huh. Yeah, that's something that I'm going to really have to think of, because no doubt, when you get into those overtime sessions and thought you had the right call on and didn't succeed and all that kind of stuff. It's obviously it's unusual, and obviously it's something that we're happy that when it came time to execute, we executed.
Last one, what do you think your blood pressure reading might have been there at the end of
You know, what is a good reading? It's probably like 135 over 70.